Hey, hey. So I am curious to find out if you had a chance to join us last week for our weight loss breakthrough workshop. We went over several different topics over the 5 days where we talked about the reasons why diets don't work. I don't know if what you've been doing over the past, however long we've been working together. I wonder if you think that you've been on a diet. And I want to encourage you to please stop if you think you are, because in that video, in our weight loss breakthrough, we talked about 5 different reasons why diets don't work and how it is that what we do is different. We talked about 8 different ways that what we do is different. We talked about, with a lot of different diets, about it's about depriving you of the things you want, whereas what we do is we want to focus on what you want. We want to make what you want a priority. And we talked about a framework to organize the things you want so you can prioritize them. And like in an order of rank, if you will, what's most important, right? We also talked about the secret to success. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the secret to success in this little video. And then we talked about the concept of structural tension, right? And so over the 5 days, we talked about different ways to create weight loss breakthrough without ever talking about calories, points, macros, do's and don'ts, okay? Because the truth is that way too often we get so stuck on the do's and don'ts that we don't do the work that requires us to make those daily changes, okay? Which is ultimately the difference between what a diet and what we do is. A diet asks the question, what do I need to do to lose weight? And what we do is we talk about what do we need to do to change? Okay. And once you change, you not only create new results now, but you're able to keep them. And I suspect that whatever results you're creating, you would like to keep. Yes. So if that's the case, then you are in the right place. Okay. Because what we want to do is we want to equip you to make those lasting changes. And that involves plugging into every single one of the tools that we have available, right? Us connecting together with, your coaching relationship. I would love to hear about what has your win of the week been this past week. I would love to hear what kind of challenges have you been facing. Do you feel stuck anywhere? Okay. I would love to celebrate you and I would love to help you through challenges. I am here for all of that. Okay. The second tool, of course, is our Habits of Health system. And I wanted to read to you guys a little blurb that has been speaking to me this past week. And then, of course, there's the community aspect, which brings us to the whole idea of our community coaching calls. You know that what we've been doing is we've been connecting once a month, you and I, via Zoom to clarify your structural tension. And then once a week, you should be plugging into the community coaching calls. Why? Because you get so much more value than from by just connecting with me. Okay. Every single week, I'm sending you one of these little nuggets, and I want to hear back from you, and I want us to be engaging, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. But the people that I have that are plugging into those community coaching calls every week, they are seeing massive transformation like I have not seen in the last 10 years. And I don't want to deprive you of that. So I'd love to hear which community coaching call you're planning to plug into this week. But I wanted to read from you guys from Dr. A's Habits of Health book. This is not the Life book. This is the Habits of Health book on page 112. It says a micro habit of health is by definition easy to do and always within your ability in terms of ease and with an understanding of other limiting factors such as time constraints. It ensures that you will always be able to carry out the habit. Imagine if, by definition, the secondary habits of health you pick are such small actions that even on the days when it seems your willpower, discipline, and motivation are almost zero, you will be unstoppable. On these days when your motivation is higher, you'll do more. We set a base level of effort that is easy and simple. The daily repetition necessary for installation is never in question. When you can always do it, it is this consistency and predictability that creates new behavior. So on day 4 of our weight loss breakthrough workshop, if you didn't have a chance to watch it, let me know. I'd be happy to send you the link. But we talked about the power of simplicity and how simplicity is actually the secret sauce to success. Okay. Because you can have all the motivation in the world to run a marathon. If you don't have legs, you cannot run a marathon. Okay. You might be able to wheel a marathon, but the truth is it has to be something you are capable of doing. And that's where the simplicity comes in. It has to be something that you perceive as doable. And so there actually isn't. And if you go into section 1.5 of your Habits of Health book, you're going to notice that Dr. A talks about the level of our motivation each day and how there's a behavior activation threshold. So when we have higher, like there's a threshold right here. And when our motivation is here, if our motivation is not high enough to cross that threshold, we don't engage in that behavior. And when we don't engage in that behavior, it breaks the consistency. And if we don't have consistency, then we don't develop the habit. So the secret to engaging in a habit, in a behavior every single day, so we can develop a habit, is to lower that activation threshold by making it easy. This is the easy button. Okay. And so therefore you can do it every single day. Let me give you an example. Maybe you want to run 10 miles every single day, but you know that you have a very, very, very busy life and you don't know if you have the time for it every single day. So what you do is you make the habit, the idea of every single day, I will walk to the end of my driveway and back. This is simple enough that even on my worst day, I can walk to the end of the driveway. Now, on the days that you have the energy and the time, you can absolutely run further, right? But by making it the habit of walking to the end of the driveway every single day, it increases, it allows you to start building or growing that behavior activation threshold. It becomes easier and easier and easier. And the easier it becomes, then the more you can stretch your goal. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you about the importance of setting very, very simple targets, action steps for every single day. That is how we create a micro habit. And so I'm curious to hear from you. What is the micro habit that you are going to make a routine every single day this week? Okay. One of the things that is for me a challenge is the idea of reading this every single day. I know that I tell you about the importance, and every time I dive in, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so good. I should read this more often, right? And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a place that I will go every single day. I'm going to tack it on to another habit that I have every day, which is I wake up in the morning and I go to the bathroom. So, I'm going to put this next to the toilet seat. Okay. And when I'm sitting on the toilet, you guys are getting TMI. I get it. Okay. But this is how I'm going to commit to every single day to read from this book, at least one page. Okay. So if I have time and I want to read more, I will read more. But my commitment to you over this next week is I'm going to read at least one page out of this book every day. And I would love to hear from you. What is the one commitment you will make every single day? And how are you making it simple enough so that you know you can do it every single day? So, as I mentioned, I'm going to post down below the schedule for the weekly community coaching calls. I would love to hear which one you are plugging into. And if you and I have not met for our structural tension for this past month, I would love for us to schedule that too. So I'm going to post the scheduling link down below as well, so that we can make sure to help you keep moving forward to reach your goals. Have a good one, guys.